I have Josh Allen, defensive end, outside linebacker, out of Kentucky. Another pass rush guy. They say he's very quick off the ball and can disrupt the quarterback. Can play that, can put his hand in the dirt, play some defensive end, or stand up, play that outside linebacker.
I got the Jets taking Quinnen Williams, defensive tackle, Alabama. He's a big boy.
Yep.
6'4", 295. He's from Bama. He plays SEC. Probably hasn't faced any super dynamic offenses. Not really, but it's a Saban guy. And
I saw some mocks today where Quinnen Williams was going number 1 overall.
He's that. I heard. See, everything I've read say he is also another can't miss guy. Like if he falls to you, you go okay. Yeah, you got to just take him. He's a big boy.
So honestly, that wouldn't surprise me to see him go, 1, 2, or 3 there. I'll get to where I got him in a minute, but yeah, you're absolutely right. Quinnen Williams is another guy that can't miss. Again, like you said, a Saban guy. Saban's been in the NFL, which he wasn't a successful NFL coach. But if you look at his record at Alabama and how many guys he sends to the league every year, they end up being good players. He knows what he's doing.
Or even they end up being guys that if they don't turn out to be the dynamic, they're
studs. They're still on teams for years.
They're on teams for years. They're great depth. At worst case scenario, right? But the guy you would take this early, I think he's there. Another thing is too another reason why I have the Jets taking him, which is, probably along with your logic too, is their run defense is like 26th.
Yeah.
So they need help up on their front 7. So, anyways, go ahead with your number 4.
Yeah, we both have the Jets going defense there.
Yeah.
We'll see. Number 4, Oakland. I have them taking Montez Sweat. He's a defensive end out of Mississippi State, trying to replace what they lost with Khalil Mack last year. Getting another guy who they feel like can really get after it, rush the passer. Again, an SEC guy, so he's played against speed. He's played against some big, long tackles like you're going to see in the NFL.
Yep.
And he had a really good year. So I think Oakland could pull the trigger there.
Another side note, you saw a thing about the Raiders. I didn't read the whole article. They weren't trusting their scouts or something.
Yeah, so they sent them home.
It's bizarre. I don't know what John Gruden's doing, but I'm happy he's doing it because the Raiders are turning out to be a dumpster fire.
Yeah,
AB and all that crap. Like it's awesome because the Chiefs don't have to worry about these guys. They can sneak up and get a W.
John Gruden is either going to turn out to be really super smart from all this, or he's really going to look like an idiot.
Yeah, he's going to look like the game really passed him by.
Yeah.
Which is possible. So,
it is.
For me, I got the Raiders taking Josh Allen. You talked about same logic.
Yep.
Pass rush. You trade off Khalil Mack because you obviously were tanking. Same reason you traded off Amari Cooper. You're tanking.
Yep.
You go ahead and tank. So they trade off their nice young players for some picks. And they got a lot of picks, so I got them taking Josh Allen.
All right. Number 5, Tampa Bay. This is where I got Quinnen Williams, defensive tackle from Alabama.
Okay. Yep.
All the same things you just said about him. He's a big guy, a big run stopper in the middle who can also rush the passer a little bit from inside. But yeah, big defensive tackle that definitely will help you in the run game and the pass game. So in Tampa Bay, they need a lot, but let's go defense first.
I'm going defense also with Tampa. I think I'm taking Devin White, linebacker, LSU. Same thing. They need defense, and that guy is a talented player, and that's it. And sometimes at this point in the board, you're just taking the best guy out there. If your needs are many, you're just taking the best dude on the board.
Yeah.
And I think that's who it is. And then your logic's the same thing. That'll be the best guy on the board if he falls to them.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So we'll move on. Number 6, New York Giants. This one, to me, is an interesting one. Kind of talk about the Giants here for a second. I feel like everything they're doing is a rebuild project, but then yet you keep Eli Manning, an older quarterback who's definitely on his last leg.
And some of the stuff that they come out with is even indicating more that they're not ready to move on from Eli.
Yeah.
They think he still got it. The GM in his press conference said to the season ticket holders said they felt like Eli gave him a really nice second half of the season. But you go back and look at the numbers, actually, it's not very good. It's not, and the thing is, if you're Eli Manning and you're 37 or 38 and they want to keep paying you that, you go, okay, sure, great. I'll keep making. I mean, this dude's not. If you get Eli to the playoffs, it's all you throw it all out, and he could probably go crazy. But like, dude, the time has passed him.
Yeah. So I don't really know what they're doing, the Giants, but I'm gonna have them go because in my mock I did not do any trades. I was like, I'm not gonna mess with all that. So I had him going with Rashawn Gary, who's again a defensive end, outside linebacker, pass rush guy from Michigan. Again, played for a good college coach in Harbaugh, who's been in the NFL, knows what it takes to get there, so you know you're going to get an NFL-ready guy. And I feel like if you have a top 15 pick in the NFL draft, you need to take a guy that you feel like can come in and play tomorrow.
Yeah,
because if you're picking in the top 15, there's a reason.
Yeah, and there's they traded off because the Giants did kind of an unloading thing last year with some of their guys. One of the guys they traded off was Olivier Vernon, who was their pass rusher. So now, they trade him away to get the pick, and then they get. So I'm with you on that. So Rashawn Gary, Michigan.
You're a big fan of Harbaugh.
I love Harbaugh, even though he's disappointed me the last couple of years. But I still win, and like you said, this guy knows a lot of his guys that come into the league. They can play, and they have a coach that knows defense. Even though he's a quarterback, he's a tough guy. So he knows, and he's always coached up defense really well. So I'm going the same thing with you.
All right. So number 7, Jacksonville Jaguars. Again, I think that was probably the biggest shock last year is how far the Jaguars fell. I don't think we were surprised at what Blake Bortles did. I think we were just surprised that the defense couldn't hold them together one more year under that Blake Bortles. Yeah. And so they made some moves at quarterback. I feel like they needed a receiver, so I have them taking Metcalf, which is a wide receiver from Ole Miss.
Mm-hmm.
Guy with great hands, quick speed, a guy who could open up the field for you.
I'm with you on Jacksonville. I think I had them winning the division last year. Bortles regressed really bad.
Big time.
Yeah, and so when they started looking at some of the –
now they got Nick Foles.
Like Foles, especially so for Jacksonville, really, it's funny to look at it like this, but their aim really should be make the playoffs.
Yep.
Division, we'd like to win the division, sure, but make a playoff team. So a tough defensive, and then Nick Foles typically steps up in the playoffs. He's a clutch guy. Anyways, I got Jacksonville going offense, but offensive tackle, Jawan Taylor, help the offense out. The defense, by all accounts, was actually still really good. So you really need to just boost whatever they can do to protect Nick Foles. So that's why I'm taking offensive line.
Yep, and Jawan Taylor is, depending on which list you look at, again, everybody has a different opinion, but I think he's the best offensive tackle in the draft. So that would not surprise me at all. Get some help for Nick Foles there. We both kind of have Nick Foles getting help. You got him going O-line for protection. Mm-hmm. I got him getting him a receiver.
Yeah.
But so number 8, which is kind of going to be my biggest shock here in the top 10. Detroit Lions on the clock. I'm going Drew Lock, quarterback out of Missouri.
What's the logic behind that?
Well, you look if you look at the teams, and this was from some guys I was talking to today. You look at the teams. Patricia's a Belichick guy, and they don't pay quarterbacks big in New England. Tom Brady has always kind of not been the highest paid guy, not been a $100 million quarterback. They got Matthew Stafford, who is big time getting paid, so he wants to bring in a guy that is not going to be as flashy as Matt Stafford, and just bring him in as a rookie, keep Stafford for a year, let him groom him, and then move Stafford on, and it's Drew Lock's team.
Easy enough to, well, I don't know about easy, but you have him play behind Stafford, and then you could do the whole, a lot of times you trade that veteran off.
Yep.
To a team that's looking like, to a team that feels like they're
a quarterback away.
Like you trade them off to next year, whoever next year's Jacksonville is.
Yep.
You trade them off to that, and so you can do that. So yeah, I like that. Drew Lock going to that'd be good.
I mean, you're a big Missouri fan, and I mean, I think Drew Lock's going to have a good NFL career.
Yeah, I think worst case for him, I think he's a good backup. Like he's worst case.
Yeah.
Worst case, he's like a Chad Henne. Yeah. And I'm saying that because he's on the Chiefs, but like a good backup, he could come in, win a game for you. Blah
kind of
blah
like
blah.
a Chase Daniel,
like a Chase Daniel.
Another Missouri guy.
Yeah, better arm.
Definitely better arm.
But he definitely could.
But I mean, that's worst case. Is he bounces around like a Chase Daniel and backs up some really good guys.
Yeah, So I feel you on that.
So Detroit,
for Detroit, T.J. Hawkinson, tight end, Iowa. You know him.
Yep.
Super athletic.
Great pass catcher.
Can catch. Can block. He can do everything. The reason I'm kind of doing that is same kind of thinking, sort of with Patricia, as far as relying on a really, really good tight end to anchor your offense, like the Patriots did with Gronkowski.
Hernandez, they tried. I mean,
didn't
work out.
It didn't work out, and that's Hernandez's fault because before he got in trouble, I mean, think about
tearing it up.
Yeah, their two tight end sets were nasty. So so I think and it's a nice, safe target for
very good
Stafford to
very good
to
pass
to.
catcher.
Yeah,
watching Iowa last year, I mean, this guy was very sure-handed. Had some big catches in games for the Hawkeyes.
Yeah, and the thing is too, it's a safety net because Stafford's sometimes his big issue is the turnovers, and so he could rely on a tight end that can get open a little more. I'm not sure who their tight end was last year, but I don't know. But this will help him a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go that route.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I wouldn't say that's off the wall there. I mean, you got good logic. Number 9, Buffalo Bills. This is where I have Jawan Taylor going, the tackle out of Florida that you just talked about.
Yep.
A couple picks ago. Buffalo, again, young quarterback last year, decent running game. Get him another piece of that offensive line, get that bolstered up, and be able to build from there.
I got for me, I got Ed Oliver, defensive tackle from Houston.
Heard a lot of good things about him too.
Yeah, he's been going up the board too. I'm kind of reading that. So I just got him taking that. That's that's one of those things where you just at that point the Bills may see him as the best guy on the board and they'll just go for him. Sometimes you can go for that, because the Bills got a lot of needs too.
They do.
Which just seems the thing that's sad about them is their fan base is awesome.
Yep.
And their team
very loyal.
They make the playoffs and they trade their quarterback away. It's stuff like that.
Yeah.
They go for that. It's just they trade off Tyrod, and it's just like that doesn't make sense. Like, what are you doing? Like, so I think they're kind of a lost franchise, and then they have the tough thing where they got to play New England every year and whatever. But I don't know. The other two teams aren't great either, so that's a kind of a division where you could get to 9 wins because 4 games out of the year they're playing. The Jets
in Miami,
who are all toss-ups.
I mean, and you look at it, the Jets here, they're picking in the top 10. They're at 3. I think Miami's just outside the top 10 at 11 or 12. So really everybody but New England in that division is picking in the first half of the draft.
Yeah, and that's just New England got a little lucky with that, and then also it's just New England beats them up. So they get a lot of losses. I mean, for each they get 2. I mean, that's automatic 1 or 2 losses throughout the year for those guys.
The one place New England seems to struggle is at Miami for some reason.
Maybe that weather.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
It seems like every year when they go down there, it's a close game, or Miami somehow pulls it out, and you're like,
tough to play on the road, and they just can't pull it off down there. So that's like
maybe Belichick's out partying too much the night before.
Maybe for some reason he thought it was a good idea to stick Gronkowski on Hail Mary coverage or whatever. That was the game they lost. On the they should have won.
Freak play,
The freak play. They won that. They lost.
Maybe Belichick and Tom Brady are out on South Beach having beers the night before on that Saturday night.
Yeah.
He's just like, you know what? We can beat these guys with our eyes closed.
No problem. Belichick, that's totally Belichick to look past somebody.
Yeah, Belichick and Brady I mean, even Belichick and Brady sharing beers, right? I don't know.
I don't know if they're they might be. I don't know.
Anyway, Rounding out the top 10, Denver Broncos. I got